Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 1 of Direwolf20's OceanBlock2 Let's Play series. I told you guys I was leaning towards this one as I was wrapping up ATM 10. So I took a real quick peek at it just to, make sure that it looked cool, and it did. So I said, yeah, let's do this one. I'm, always a fan of FTB packs. I feel like they usually come out really good. And I've read and heard really good things about OceanBlock 2. So I think, without further ado, let's get in and create a world. So I created a quick test world just to make sure everything was cool, but we're going to create a proper Let's Play world here. Now, I don't think I need a world seed or anything for this because, it's an ocean block. It's kind of like, kind of like a sky block, but not. Difficulty, we'll do hard. I like hard. Hard's a good difficulty. I'm not going to worry about the world seed on this one. We'll just kind of take the default world gen and survival and great world. Nothing too complicated about it. Yeah, so Ocean Block, you'll spawn in a starter island, like a lot of the FTB packs have done recently. And then from that island, you'll generate your starting area. So if you're just playing single player, there'll just be one of them. But if you were playing this on a server, you could have multiple starting areas for each of the players, where they could all go start in different locales. So as usual, the FTB starting island is pretty awesome. Like a great little area here. I'm assuming, I can't really like break stuff, right? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. But yeah, super cool looking pirate hideout type deal. Very neat. See, I can't build stuff like this. Right? Like I would never in my wildest dreams think to myself, I want to make something that looks like a chair. I'll start with a campfire. That's not a Dire brain function. Dire's brain does not function that way. If you said to me, Dire, how do I automate making things? Yes, I'm your guy. But if you're like, how do I make something look like a chair? I would not be like, let's use a campfire and a sign. That's just not at all where my brain goes, right? So let's take a look at the quest book. I'm pretty sure my target destination is the pirate ship over there. But I'm going to open up my quest book and see what we've got. So OceanBlock2, we've got some useful commands. So set home and back and spawn. I might resist using these in this pack, but we'll see how useful or important they become. The fact that it's specifically calling them out is pretty cool. So it tells me that like they kind of want you to use home and set home and stuff, but I always feel like that's a little cheaty. But also, we'll see. We'll see what happens. A vast, endless ocean. Something stirs deep beneath the surface. Can you conquer what lurks below? OceanBlock2 is a progression-based pack that takes you through the deepest parts of the ocean. You spawn in the lobby. To start your adventure, head through the portal and choose your starting ship. Sounds cool. So there's a whole bunch of quests, as usual. We've got a bunch of quests. There's a bunch of mods in here that I noticed that are kind of new. So there's like a bunch of, I think, like custom-ish type things or stuff that we haven't played with recently, at least. And then there's also Auratech. Remember that mod? We checked that out. That was a cool mod. I think there's a whole bunch of progression around Auratech. So I'm excited to check that out. Ender.io, actually additions, occultism is in there. We got Ars Nouveau. Maybe I'll do some more magic heavy stuff this series, just because I didn't do too much of it last series. Nautech, which looks pretty cool. I guess that's like a nautical themed kind of mod. Iron's Jewelry, interesting. Pretty cool. Mystical Agriculture, looks like we'll be farming up some resources at some point. A whole bunch of logistics-y type stuff. Very cool. Yeah, I like it. Looks good. Also, Applied Energistics and Refined Storage, too. Not quite sure which direction I'll go with that. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty addicted to my Applied Energistics these days. But I know Refined Storage 2 is new, so I might play with it just to get a feel for it. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll see. We'll see what's up. So let's go follow the main quest, right? So main quest line, there's a tips and tricks section. So we might flip through this a little bit real quick in the series is here. The Abyssal Archives are kind of the storyline. So as you progress, you'll unlock more lore that you found along the way. So I guess, this guy requires, me to complete a previous quest, right? and each one of these log entries will allow me to progress as we go. Cool. So getting started, the crash. We're going to see what that's all about after we step through the portal. Ooh, little traps. It's Pirate Island, I assume. So there's a few startings that we can do. The escape pod, a familiar life pod, industrious survivor, escape the flames, and then wrong mod pack. Like that one. That's funny. I don't know. Familiar life pod? Does that sound cool? I like that one. I like that one. That's kind of cool looking. Or just like the regular escape pod. I don't know. I never know what to pick for one of these. And I know it doesn't really usually matter. But like I also like just get overwhelmed by choice sometimes. I'm just like, I don't know which one to pick. And it doesn't technically matter. So I'll just go with escape pod. I'll go with the top one. I generally assume the top one is like the default choice. And then the others are variants. But I don't know if that's true. And I should probably ask the FTB team at some point. Like, you know. So what happens is it generates a base. It creates a party for your player. I think it adds the player to the party. And then it teleports you to the base there. And world gens all around it. Woohoo! So I'm at my escape pod. Pretty cool. I assume. I assume this is cool. And I'm in cold ocean. I wonder if that means... I wonder if there's anything to... I wonder if there's any temperature stuff in here. I do notice that like your hunger haunches are fish instead of ham. That's a neat little touch. Little minor little touch that I think is neat. I like that. I don't know if there's anything actually... Ooh, a shulker box. I found a shulker box. How cool is that? Can I break those without a pick? I'm assuming not. See, I already found something good. Did not know that was there. I know FTB has a habit of hiding stuff sometimes underneath their starting islands. You know, like usually you have to like break it like the right dirt block and there's like a chest underneath it or something. I know they have a habit of doing that. So I wanted to look. And I was not mistaken. What did I get, by the way? Sirit's stick. Luck of the Sea 1 and Unbreaking 1. And a worm from Actually Additions and some food. Nice. And a haiku for me. Endless blue surrounds, sunlight dances on the waves, peace within the drift. A still, more glorious dawn awaits. Not a sunrise, but a galaxy rise. A morning filled with 400 billion suns. Nice. From everyone at FTB, thank you for playing. We sincerely hope you have a great adventure in OceanBlock2. I sincerely hope that as well. So, I see some kind of squid and or jellyfish creatures floating around over there. Let's see what the quest book has for me. And now look, I already completed a quest. I got a worm. Hooray! A little experience for me. Getting started. The crash. The anomaly struck without warning. I was not prepared for the damage that it caused. I tried to control it, but my ship spiraled into chaos. Task. Enter the lobby and choose your starter base. Done. And done. Okay. And I will take some meat-flavored rations, because I assume that's not going to be easy to come by. So crash complete. We've done the crash. And we've entered the thing. So crushing depths. While swimming between the debris, this planet has way more pressure than I'm used to. It also seems like there are some ancient structures pretty deep down. Unless I want to be crushed, I should probably stick to above Y128 until I am better suited. Task. Find a way to survive the crushing depths. Duly noted. Lost comlink. So this is the quest gives you a broken ship comlink. I assume this is important in some way, and therefore there's a quest to give you another one in case you lose it. And then ship comlink. My GPS comlink was badly damaged in the crash. Hopefully I can find some parts to repair it. I'll have to create my own map for the time being. Task. Search for some copper wires and craft a slime ball to fix your broken comlink to enable your map and mini-map. So I guess there is a map. Well, I mean, I have a map. And I have a mini-map. So, okay. It is enabled already. The search for supplies. I'm stranded on a shattered raft in an endless ocean. My supplies are gone, my crew is missing, I must survive. Task. Search for the essential materials from the floating debris to stabilize. So I need a wooden slab and some crafting tables. Now it looks like there is some floating debris somewhere out and about. So I guess I just, like, swim over to it? Should we give that a go? I'm gonna say yes. There's a lot of floating debris. I see it. I'm gonna go towards the one that looks like a little campfire-y dude. And I think at this point I should be considering the home and set home commands, but I don't know. I wanna resist using those for a minute. For at least a minute. And this is a long swim. Did I pick the wrong one to go to here? Or is it just, you know, am I crazy? Trying. Okay. A little floating debris. So, small crate. I can't right-click this. So I guess I break it. Okay, bamboo and string. And there's some spruce planks. That'll work towards getting me a crafting table. Here's my spruce slab. Not too shabby. Another slab. There's a lot of slabs here. I'm hoping I can combine them somehow. Can you combine slabs back into blocks? Or am I going to have to swim to another platform to find some more planks? There's a plank. I'm going to break this barrel, which again, I can't right-click. If I right-click, it places whatever block is in my hand, so... Ooh. Water seeds. Okay. Just in case, you know, you need water. Just in case you need water. FTP was kind enough to give you some water seeds. And yeah, campfires drop stuff. That's cool. Now, can I combine you back into spruce planks? I can. So then I can do this, and this, and that is a quest complete. Nice. So spruce planks as a reward, a little experience, and that looks good to me. And then I also apparently got flint from something. So flint shears. Scattered pieces of ancient wreckage float nearby. I should salvage some of the materials and make some basic tools to get me by. But I couldn't help but think about what happened. That wasn't just a storm, it felt deliberate. What was that anomaly? Task. Gather flint from crates to make some basic tools. Okay, seems easy enough. Oh my goodness, dark times happening. Some dark times are happening. There we go. Now, do I get the Abyssal Archives? Oh, we already unlocked a couple log entries here. That's cool. This day didn't exactly go as planned. One moment, the continuum was gliding through the void, system stable, trajectory locked. The next, alarm screaming, hull integrity failing, radiation flooding the ship, and the violent pull of an unforeseen force, wrenching us from reality itself. The reactor core surged past critical, containment failing faster than I could react. I barely made it to the escape pod. The GPS and comlink weren't so lucky. Now I'm here, no land, no comms, just a raft, and I use the term loosely. And wreckage bobbing in the waves. The continuum is out there, crippled but still kicking. If I can repair the comlink, I can link it with the GPS mapping system. Maybe I can find a way off this rock. For now, I need to survive, and I need to ignore whatever just moved beneath me. That's cool. So is this like a playable audio disc? I assume I need like a jukebox for this, right? So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I like the QB moon and sun. That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And then we also unlocked log entry 2. The water is littered with wreckage, most of it mine, some of it isn't. I salvaged what I can, some hull plating, circuitry, a few tools that somehow survived. This wasn't just a freak accident. The way the continuum was ripped off course, the way every system failed at once, I think it was deliberate. I felt it, that pull, that raw force, like the universe itself, reached out, grabbed hold, and dragged us out of the sky just to watch us fall. The thought that gnaws at me is this. If I wasn't the first, and if other ships have been caught in this, where did their crews go? Very cool. Okay, so I've got a crafting table. I've got a bunch of stuff. I can probably vein mine spruce slabs now that I'm thinking about it, which is nice. So maybe in my next platform, I'll vein mine all the slabs that are there. But these will get me some wood, which I assume will be a nice way to build out a base kind of deal. So let's head towards another platform if we can. And see what we find over here. I feel like we're going to want to loot a couple of these wrecks, right? More slabs. None of these are close enough to really make vein mining them worth it. Though the campfires, are they all going to drop? If they're not lit, do they still drop charcoal? Oh, they do. That's cool. So that's a nice source, now that I'm thinking about it, of charcoal. Come back, charcoal. And then here's a crate, which is going to drop a bunch of cool stuff, it looks like. Well, now we're talking fish seeds. That sounds better, because we might need more fish. Trying to decide if these are troll rewards or not. I'm not too sure. They will probably have actual value. I'm mostly kidding. I'm mostly kidding here, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's take a look now. I've got these first 2 chapters complete. By the Threads is the next one. It wants me to collect about 12 string, which I can use my flint shears on the banners I run. Seems to make quick work of breaking them down. If I can get enough string, I can make some kind of system to filter out the debris in this water. So, gotta gather string. Luckily, and I did not know this, I happened to go to one of the platforms that had banners on it. So that's cool. Alright, let's swim over in this direction. Now I'm seeing like a goldish color on this platform. It looks like a barrel, maybe? Yeah. I wonder if that means like good loots. Do you think a gold barrel is going to have better loots than a not gold barrel? Let's find out together. So this dude had some kelp goo from FTB, which I can smelt into slime balls. So that's cool, because I was supposed to find slime for stuff, right? And here I should be able to vein mine the campfires. Yeah, buddy. That's going to be a lot of charcoal. And then some slabs. Back here, you. Now let's see what this gold thing has in it. And then I can also harvest the string. Just checking, right-click, nothing. Ooh, a sea pickle. Neato. So the replicator mod is in this one? And I'm excited to try this, because I've seen screenshots of it. It looks really kind of cool. I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's UU Matter-esque, where you can, like, analyze an item and then dupe it. I have no idea anything beyond that. I don't know, like, what you can dupe and how you can dupe or how deep into the tech tree. I have no idea. I know nothing other than it's, like, cool looking. It's really cool looking. Look how cool that looks. I want to build one of those. All right, back to my task at hand. Vein mine totally works on the banners. And some more planks. Cool. Alright, quest-wise, that completes By the Threads, which gets me more stringing experience. And then from there I can make a bamboo raft. I can't keep swimming between these piles of debris. It's taking too long. I'll never survive at this rate. Some of these crates seem to have bamboo stuck in them. If I collect enough of them, I can create a makeshift raft to get me by. Gather bamboo from crates to create a raft. Cool. So I should be able to do that at this point, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So bamboo raft. Do I have the stuff for it? I do. Nice. That's cool. Ah, come back here, you important item of mine. Remember, 128 is like the depth we don't want to go beyond. At least not yet. Okay. Now where am I in relation to my platform? There we go. So let's take what we've got so far. Oh, this is nice. I like this. I like this little raft. I'm assuming I could make a boat at this point, couldn't I, though? There's only an obsidian boat. So therefore the answer is no. Aha. So no boats. No vanilla boats. Just obsidian boats. Which I'm guessing are lava resistant of some kind. Pretty cool. And look, I'm back at my platform. And this is way more efficient on saturation, because like your saturation doesn't go down when you're in a boat, right? Pretty cool. Yup. Pretty spiffy. Okay, so you chill there, Mr. Crafting Table, and I've got a bunch of junk. I'd love to have some storage of items and whatnot. So we'll see what comes up next. So for the comm link, I need copper wires. I haven't found anything even relating or close to copper, so we'll hold off on that. So I guess our next task here is sifting through the waters, and for that we're going to need a strainer of some kind. Either a bamboo or a spruce water strainer. I'll probably do spruce because I have some bamboo, but not a ton. I think once I get dirt, I'll be able to grow this, and that'll be cool. But, like, we're not there yet. Agree? Agree. So a spruce water strainer is going to need some cloth mesh, which is going to need some sticks. One, two, I need one more set of sticks. So let's do this, so I can do this, and then I'm gonna need a little bit more, so I can make another one of these, and then I can do that. Yes? Cool. And the quest, by the way, said, the water on this planet seems to have a lot of debris floating in it. Using the string I gathered, I can fashion a water strainer to place on the side of my raft. Hopefully it can gather something useful. These flint tools won't last me too much longer. Task: create either a spruce or bamboo strainer and place it in the water to gather materials. And as a reward, I got Bounty of the Sea, which is, ooh, yum, delicious looking sushi. And that's pretty cool. So I just place it, in the water. Is that... Oh, andesite pebbles. I guess it's working. That's cool. Granite pebbles. Ooh, dark oak saplings. Nice. You know what I like? Here's my feedback right now. I love how fast this is. Like, nothing would be more painful to me than if it was like 30 seconds per item. Like, the fact that it's getting an item every like 2 or 3 seconds here is pretty awesome to me. That just means that, like, no grind. And that makes me a happy dyer. A floating tree, any sapling. The strainer seems to have caught some saplings that were floating by. If I had some dirt to plant these in, I could figure out a way to extract minerals from some of these blocks I have. For whatever reason, the saplings respond to me squatting over and over. Maybe they like dancing. Gather wooden logs by planting saplings in dirt. Note, twerking to grow trees requires holding a hoe in one of your hands. Oh, that's a fact that I just learned. So I have to make a hoe, do I? So let me get an oak sapling, because that sounds cool. But we are going to need to find some dirt, which is going to be a thing. Oh, look, we're catching fish, too. That's awesome. So how do I get dirt in this pack? Super good question. Biomass from Oratech. Probably not related to that. We can hammer up gravel, and it turns into dirt. And I assume that can come from hammering up stone, right? So if I got cobblestone, which I assume is this, right? And that's this task down here. I can make cobblestone with these pebbles, right? And then I can get a hammer. Advancement, Stone Age. Nice. Cool. And then my expectation would be gravel turns into dirt. And now I've got dirt. Which I can use to plant a tree. Cool? Stone pebbles, stone pebbles. We've got a lot of pebbles happening here. Granite pebbles. Maybe I could use those to make a hoe. It's granite or dictionaried with... No, apparently not. No, apparently not. Is diorite or dictionaried with? We're gonna need a chest really soon, aren't we? Yep. So no luck on the diorite, no luck on the granite. Could try andesite. I'm assuming that, like, this is the whole recipe, right? Yeah, I think it just has to be cobblestone. I wasn't sure if I could cheese that a little bit. Stone pebbles, that's enough. In fairness, I probably could have done wood, but I feel like stone is more automatable than wood at this moment. Alright, so I do this action. Hooray! And then we can vein mine you. Come back here, sapling. Okay, I got you. Ooh, look how much tuna I got. Well, that's like a hefty amount of saturation there. Holy cow. Loving that. Alright, maybe I want to put this somewhere a little bit safer. Maybe over here-ish. What are we thinking? Yes? And then make sure this is in your hand. Oh. And what kind of food saturation did I get? Ooh, 34. Acquired taste 2. Nice. Not sure what it does, but it looks cool. There, and now most of my items should fall on some kind of platform, which is better than, you know, not. And I wonder if it's like, you know, we get like the wormy grow string stuff going on here. But hey, we've got oak logs, so that's cool. So quest-wise, we've got our oak logs, we've got our cobblestone, and we even made smashing rocks happen, which is always a good time. Nice. And you know what the best part of having oak logs is? Chests. Yeah, buddy. I'm all about having a place to store some stuff. So we're definitely going to need, like, a good storage area, I feel like. I kind of want to expand here if I can. So I might just do that real quick. Is that cool? And then I can do, like, my standard array of, like, I usually do, like, you know, blocks in here. And I'll put my chunks in there as well. All my pebbles and whatnot, right? And then this can be plant-based stuff. So anything that's like plants and seeds, including my water and fish seeds. Barrel smasher. Only breaks barrels and crates. It's cool. And I got that nice fishing rod, which is cool. Sea pickle's a fish, right? Sure, why not? Kelp goo? I'm going to put that in miscellaneous for now. And then this can be like... usually I do metals and then dusts and gems, which I'll call this. This is usually mob drops, and then I don't know about this factory block. Can I break it with a... I need a pickaxe for that. I haven't made one of those yet. This will be my miscellaneous junk. Just all kinds of stuff can go in here, right? I like that. Maps and, you know, whatnot. The worm, the comm link. I'll hang on to this for food purposes. I like this. I'm going to turn you guys into sticks for me. Just because I have a good amount of oak logs now, and I can definitely get more. I want to hang on to my raft. Goo can go in here, right? So that's relatively well organized. I like this. Does this look good? And then if I wanted to, I could just collect all this junk and then sort it up here, right? So I don't think I get many blocks from this, but I do get some saplings, which I'll sort. You guys are kind of blocks, so you can go in there like that. And then I'll put my fish in my mob drops chest. Deal. Okay, that's pretty organized, I want to say. Feeling pretty good about this pack. I'm liking this so far. What do you guys think? Feedback in the comments, please. Let me know. Are you excited for this pack? Because I'm kind of excited for this pack. But I think it is wrapping up point for the episode. So how about we wrap up here? Not a bad start. We collected some basic resources, got some storage, got, you know, the foundational collection of resources, all kinds of good stuff happening. We'll wrap up the episode here and come back next time, and we'll explore what's next. For now, Del20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Ocean Block 2. And for now, take it easy, please.